What's going on, people? It's your boy Forde. Now, as you can see from the title video, we need a plan B. We need an alternative method of trying to either chase the game or maybe even get a winner. But unfortunately, we've not been in either of those because, let's face it, we've got no points out of 2 games and no goals. So before we get into that, let's try and break down the goal. Now, I'm no Sky Sports pundit, but I've managed to get some images from yesterday's game against Huddersfield. And again, I can't use any video footage, unfortunately, because I don't want this video to get a copyright strike because I've had enough of them already in the past couple of weeks, as you probably know. So without further ado, let's get into it. So as you can see, Moy starts off the move, and it's quite interesting to see Atsu's actually signalling to either Manquillo or Moreno or both of them to close him down, because he's got no one closing him down, no one relatively near him, and no one putting pressure on the ball. So again, as he edges a bit closer, kind of Manquillo starts to kind of put a little bit of pressure on him. Moreno turns his body like half sideways on, because again, Moy might be hitting a cross-field ball, but he doesn't, and plays that 1-2 with Kachunga. Now, Lascelles is behind him, not too close, because again, otherwise he might spin him, but at the same time, he's close enough just in case anything happens from that. But from that instance there, Manquillo is the guy who's already committed, and for me, that's the guy who should be busting the gut to either close Moy down or stay with Kachunga and make sure that 1-2 doesn't happen. Moreno also turns his back and doesn't follow the runner, which is Moy, and then obviously Moy receives the ball again. Then we all know what happens from there. Closes into the top corner, and that's 1-0 to Huddersfield Tower. Now, who would you blame out of that instance? Do you blame Moreno for not closing down Moy or following this runner, or do you blame Manquillo for not closing down the initial pass anyway and stopping the 1-2 from around the area? You let me know. For me, it's a bit of both of them really, because again, if Moy's not closed down, he doesn't make the 1-2 pass. If Kachunga's not closed down, he doesn't pass it back to Moy to then obviously shoot and score and win them the game. So that's an interesting subject in itself. Now, I get it, we're going to concede goals. Graham Souness, ex-Newcastle United manager, now Sky Sports pundit, basically slated us and said that it was schoolboy defending, kids defending. And to be honest with you, as much as it pains me to do this, I kind of agree with him. You know, it's happened again. Similar goal that we conceded against Spurs when Ben Davies scored and they basically just waltzed in and out. We conceded the same thing again. So we don't want to be seeing that sort of defending again. But at the same time, we need to make sure that we're doing it right at the other end as well. Now, down the other end of the pitch, we made 3 changes. We brought off Gale for Joselu, Modiyame for Isaac Hayden, and of course we brought on Murphy for Perez as well. Now, what changes would you have made? Let me know in the comment section below. I would have made 2 changes initially and then kept 1 in reserve just in case, just seeing how the first 2 panned out. Now, the formation change is key for me. Rather than sticking with the 4-2-3-1 that we're all accustomed to, and I'm sure all the Premier League managers of scouting are well aware of as well, I would have changed the formation and still kept the 3 centre-halves that we started with, which is Chancellor Mbemba, Jamal Lascelles, and of course Kieran Clark. I'm still not too convinced on Manquillo's defending, but again, going forward, he's not too bad. I would have brought on Rolando Aarons and taken off Christian Atsu, who didn't have the best of games, and used him as a wing back alongside Manquillo on the other side as wing back, so we've still got width going forward. And then brought in Richie to kind of do that Shelby role, to take hold of things in the centre of midfield and make things tick. Kept Isaac Hayden on the pitch because I think he's one of our better centre midfielders. And of course, Moreno was filling in for Shelby, who didn't have the best of games, but he did grow into the game, so I would have still kept him on the pitch. And then again, kept Gale on the pitch, even though he didn't look as good as he can be. And then funny enough, I would have probably brought on Mitrovic as opposed to keeping Perez on the pitch for that long as well. So again, we've got 2 up top, we've got Richie supporting in the middle of the midfield, we've got width going down both sides, Manquillo and Rolando Aarons, and we've still got 3 at the back just in case Huddersfield provide us with any threats going forward. Now, that's my formation, that's what I would have done, and that's in terms of games that we're chasing as well. Now, it's not always the case that I would go with this, it's just in case of, you know, we've got 45 minutes to make something happen, at least chase a draw, if not go for the win if we do get a goal. this is what I'd go for. Again, I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Just something that I've come up with, and again, looking back at it now, why didn't we change it? We have no excuse now. I know we keep going on about lack of transfer activity, but this is what we've got. This is what we've got to make do with, okay? And again, another case in point, where is CM De Jong? I know I'm not his biggest fan. I'm sure some of the people back home are not his biggest fan either, but where is he? He's on the books. He looked decent throughout the pre-season. He's another number 10. Let's see what he can offer. All those questions, I want them to be answered in the comment section below, guys. So let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll see you guys all soon.